Hello, I'm Steven the Calculator Guy, and I want to do a quick video on IBTs, interest-bearing tokens. So if you're in the space, you've been following my videos, you've probably been exposed to some IBTs, some interest-bearing tokens, whether it be wrapped memo, or aUST, or sOHM, which anyone in Olympus who's ever staked has had in their wallet, or wrapped sOHM, or sSPELL, or wrapped. There's a lot of these. And what are they? So an interest-bearing token is sort of like a receipt token that you get. So if you stake ohm, you will receive sOHM, and that sOHM is your receipt for your staked ohm that you can go and you can give it back to the staking DApp, and it will give you back your ohm, right? Sort of like a ticket you get at the dry cleaners. However, these interest-bearing tokens, these receipts, these tickets can also have other values. So the reason why they're called interest-bearing tokens, you can guess, is because they accrue interest intrinsically. It's one of the benefits, that as you hold these things, they will intrinsically increase in value. So one of the things you may have noticed if you've ever used Anchor before, which is on the, the Terra ecosystem, the Terra blockchain, is that if you give $1,000 of UST, you'll receive like 900 aUST. Because aUST is increasing in value we can call it a rebase, but every time they calculate or recalculate the interest in the Anchor protocol, which means the value of aUST is increasing. So if you're using UST to buy against aUST, you're going to end up purchasing less of it, which is fine, because as soon as you purchase it, that's how much value you have, and the price of aUST will continue to increase in value, so therefore your UST will, by about 20% per year. So what I'm saying is there are underlying mathematics for these interest-bearing tokens that help them increase in value, or that force them to increase in value, regardless of market conditions. So this is the important part. For example, wrapped sOHM will increase in value. I mean, sOHM is not really an interest-bearing token. I should take this off. This is like a receipt token. Same thing with memo. So wrapped sOHM increases in value every single rebase. So the formula here, if you've seen my other videos, you already know this, is the value of ohm multiplied by the index. And the index is just the amount that 1 ohm has increased since the very first rebase. So every single rebase, the index increases, therefore the value of wrapped sOHM increases, right? It accrues intrinsically interest. So why are these things so cool? Well, aside from the fact that you can hold an interest-bearing token, and in spite of market conditions, it will increase intrinsically in value in at least one way, right? It may not go up only because the price of the underlying coin may go down, but there is some mechanism that is additionally increasing its value, which is cool. For aUST, it's a stable coin, so it only really goes up by 20% per year, which is really cool. Love to hold aUST. So one of the benefits is that when you hold these tokens, they increase in value intrinsically, right? That's the biggest utility of these. If you're wondering what is YV, or you probably also see like CRV, Curve. There are a few really big protocols out there that are changing the DeFi landscape. One of them is Yearn Finance, another one is Curve Finance. Hopefully, I think it's Curve Finance. But so YV Wrapped Phantom, or YV Phantom, is a Yearn vault. So it's an experimental vault, and they don't really tell you how much APY you're going to get because they don't know yet. And they're sort of, but it's a really trusted protocol, Yearn is. And so a lot of people, $162 million worth of Wrapped Phantom has been put in here on the assumption that Yearn is going to make this money grow. And the really cool thing about this, is you can get Wrapped Phantom on the Phantom network. You can deposit your Wrapped Phantom here. And then you can go to abracadabra.money. You can then use your interest-bearing token, Yearn Vault Wrapped Phantom, as collateral to borrow against it. So you're already getting interest on your Wrapped Phantom for whatever protocols Yearn is going to invest them in. And then you can borrow against that at whatever I think Phantom's going to go up. That's just me. I wish I had more. I wish I had any Phantom. I sold my Phantom to do some other investments. Those investments did well, but I really wish that I had money to throw at Phantom right now. And I could. I've been a little bit lazy. But I am bullish on the Phantom blockchain. I think a lot of people in this space are. If you look at Vitalik, he just bought a ton of Phantom. It's a very cool ecosystem. It's big. It's a big ecosystem. It feels big, right? You go into Polygon, maybe it feels a little bit small. You go into Avalanche, it feels mid-sized. You go into Phantom, and you start to see this is a big ecosystem, and it's one of the newest chains, or newer chains. So I'm bullish on Phantom, but we'll see what happens. I could be totally wrong, not financial advice. But so what I'm saying is you can take that Urine Vault wrapped Phantom, and you can pull money out against it, and you can go play with that money. So what you could do, if you want to be a little bit, silly, is you can take the MIM, that you get from borrowing against your collateral, and you can buy more wrapped Phantom and put it more into Curve and sort of do this. It's called looping, to maximize your your yield from Curve. Now, we don't know what the Curve APR or APY is. We don't know what the Urine APY APR is going to be. We just know that Urine is a trusted protocol, that there's a lot of money-making opportunities on the Phantom network right now, and probably what they're doing is putting it into an array of different auto-compounding yield farms and other staking opportunities, and giving you some sort of average APY based off of that. That's my assumption, because a few protocols do that. You can also do this with their own token. Also can do this with MIM and USDC. I just really I imagine these are making decent money, but they don't tell you what their APY is yet because they haven't figured it out. It has to exist for a certain amount of time before they can give you a semi-accurate estimate. So if you were watching the APY for liquidity pool on wrapped sOHM and MIM on the Avalanche network on Trader Joe, this is why Urine is hesitant, because that APY was totally inaccurate, and Urine doesn't want to do that. They don't want to give numbers based off of early math. They want to give numbers based off of math that has existed for a while and has some sort of standard to it. So anyways, let's get back to what you can do with these IBTs. So we know with Wrapped Phantom, you can borrow against it, which is really cool, because then you can buy more and continue doing that, and it's already bearing interest. So if you buy more of these interest-bearing tokens, as long as that interest is higher than the interest on your borrowing, which I think is like 0.5% on Abracadabra, then you're going to make money off of it. Particularly good to do with stablecoins, but stablecoin interest rates are usually really low. Okay, so let's go back to aUST, right? You can do the same thing with aUST, which is another video that I'm going to do hopefully this week. I was going to do it today, but then, a whole bunch of other things came up. It's okay though, all good things. So with aUST, you can use Mirror. And what Mirror allows you to do is use your aUST as collateral to borrow against it, and you can buy mirrored stocks. You can short and long stocks at the same time, which is called a delta neutral strategy. And when you're doing that, what it means is, regardless of whether or not the stock goes up or down, you're not really making or losing money. Now, why would you do this? Well, because you can farm those stocks. So you're getting mirror stocks on a crypto blockchain that have the same value as stocks, and you're able to yield farm them for mirror tokens, and you can increase your UST from 20% to 40 to 50% on a stable coin with considerably low risk, moderate risk, I would say. So I'll do a video on that hopefully next week, right? Today's Sunday, so hopefully this week I'll get that done. So if you want to Google this, look into it yourself. In the meantime, absolutely. So what can you do with Wrap Memo? You can definitely collateralize this too. Mirror collateralize. I'm not the best speller, I admit. And with all these spell checking apps now, I don't have to be a good speller. Abracadabra. I can spell that one. Olympus. You can collateralize that on Abracadabra and borrow against that. You can do that on the Ethereum blockchain. You can't do it yet on the AVAX blockchain, but it's probably coming, I would imagine. With SPELL, right? So you have SPELL, then you stake your SPELL on Abracadabra, and you can, and I'm almost positive you can borrow against that, and that would be the Ethereum blockchain. And then Wrap Phantom. And there are more of these, right? There are a lot of different interest-bearing tokens, but the basic idea is you hold them, and they increase intrinsically based off of math unrelated to markets, and you can use them as collateral to borrow more, maybe even to buy some more and lower your lower your liquidity price. That's a better level, maybe liquidity level, I don't know. What I'm saying is, if you buy more of the asset that you're already borrowing against and you add that as collateral, you will lower the price at which you get liquidated. So we talked about this with Rari Finance. We probably talked about this with Wrapped Memo. But if you collateralize Wrapped Memo and you borrow meme against it and use that meme to buy more time and stake your time and get more memo, and then you wrap that memo and collateralize it, I know it's a lot of steps, but what will happen is the liquidation price, right, the price at which you would get liquidated, will go down. So you're giving yourself more buffer, more cushion on that play. And then, cross-chain swapping. So we know, for example, that wrapped sOHM has some good cross-chain opportunities with the Ethereum blockchain and the Avalanche blockchain, and we know that wrapped memo has some great cross-chain opportunities with Phantom and Avalanche, and also wrapped sOHM is with Arbitrum. And I think wrapped memo, I think that's it for right now. I'm not sure if there's another chain involved. Maybe Arbitrum also has that. I haven't looked much into the Arbitrum chain. I don't know if they have a moneymaker yet, but if they do, I'll be there. And if you, whenever I get a chance. So hopefully this video helps you understand the IBTs, interest-bearing tokens. If you have any questions, you can drop them down below. If you start to see IBTs in your wallet because you're in a lot of staking opportunities, you should try to see what else can those IBTs do for you, right? Make the most out of your money. Make your money work for you. And if you're worried about, the whole lending and borrowing thing and using it as collateral, just make sure your borrow rate's really low and that you're comfortable with the coin. For example, Phantom. I don't think Phantom's going to go anywhere remarkably down. I think that if the market tanks, Phantom may see a dip along with the market. I don't think, but well, I don't want to predict the future, but like there are some IBTs that I'm more comfortable with than others. Like stablecoins, clearly, right? I'm very comfortable using stablecoins to collateralize. If you're on the Terra blockchain, there's also Luna and Beth, right? These are B Luna and BF, and you can collateralize against those as well. Okay, that's just a basic introduction to IBTs. So now you know what they are. Now you can use that in your vocabulary, and vocabulary expands your mind. The more vocabulary in the space you know, the more you can recognize things and understand things. So just having an awareness of IBTs hopefully will open your mind up to more opportunities that you would have otherwise missed just out of lack of awareness. Thank you so much for watching. Stay smart, stay safe, stay smafe, and have a wonderful rest of your day.